Thanks for waiting for another Industry Connect session today. It's a rare opportunity to speak to two industry practitioners on the same day. We have here Mr. Uday Prabhu from Bosch Electronics and Electronic Solutions, Robert Bosch Electronic Solutions. The topic for today's Industry Connect session is building reliable products, and we thought who better to talk about it than a seasoned practitioner like Uday Prabhu from Robert and Bosch. I'm sorry, I keep getting it as Robert and Bosch. It's Robert Bosch Engineering Services, right? Without much delay, I will just hand over to Uday to take you all through it. Just a brief intro about him. Uday has been with Robert Bosch for over 10 years and in various roles, and he has a tremendous experience in the areas of IoT, electronics, for IoT-enabled electronic devices and robotics, and also remote monitoring systems. So his teams get to work on very exciting projects and current technologies. And before Robert Bosch, he was with Infosys for over 10 years in the Department of Electronic Services, Engineering Services. And he has also been with a startup for 3 years, through which he developed a lot of interesting products for industry markets. And above all, Uday is an alumnus of IPL, so you should be looking at how it has helped his career as well. And I'm sure with his vast experience spanning multiple disciplines, it will be a great learning experience for all of us to listen to him and enrich our own knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me now? Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's put it on mute. So, good evening and welcome to my session. Thank you for sacrificing your Saturday. I don't know how you do it, but definitely there must be a method to the madness. And to be able to sit here on a Saturday evening listening to somebody talk about products, you must be really motivated to do something with your career, or it is possible that you don't do much during the week, so you might as well use the weekend, right? Yeah, so I have a interesting topic. Initially we started off by calling it as designing products, but that's simple. Right? Designing product is very simple. People today can design a product over the weekend thanks to Google and all the kind of access you have to information. But then can you design a reliable product? Right? That is the question. So today I'll try to talk to you about how to design a reliable product. But before I get into that mode, I just want to converse with you guys and ask you what you think that you see around you that illustrates reliability or lack of reliability. Let's start with something that is in this room. Okay, can someone talk to me about something which is on you, around you, with you, that you think is reliable or not reliable? And let's dwell a little bit on how you interpret the topic of reliability.
Things coming on the internet.
Yeah, so I am very much fond of my English teacher in school, who used to get very angry if people talk over one another. So. So every time you have something to say, just raise your hand. It still works. It's a reliable process.
I mean, we are glad that your English teacher is not here, so we can still.
He's still. Okay, yeah.
So
We'll
the
assume
online space things, wherein most of the
we are not
daily
online.
works-
No, we are in this
Yeah.
offline room today. So hopefully everybody is disconnected, or maybe you're not.
So
Something about this room. Something in this room. Let's talk about it. Let's not talk something outside this room. Let's take something in this room we can touch and feel. The products that I do are mostly touch and feel and are not in the virtual world, so probably it's not a comfortable area, but something we can touch and feel. Otherwise, I can take a simple product, whatever I can get my hands on. So, let me ask you to talk about this. Is this a reliable product or not a reliable product?
it's reliable. Reliable.
It's a reliable product. What is this product we are talking about? Is it the mineral water bottle which is the product? Water is the
Water
product.
inside is the product.
Yeah. So what makes you think the water is reliable? From a well-known brand. How do you know this is a well-known brand? Have you seen an iPhone from China? Right? It looks the same. Correct.
So because every time I'm thirsty, I want to drink some safe water, I can rely on this water.
Yeah. So where is that coming from? Where have you heard of Kinley? Kinley belongs to whom? Coca-Cola. Is Coca-Cola in the business of water? Were they in the business of water before they came to India, or before anywhere outside of India? So where did you get this sudden happiness about
Coca-Cola?
You have a notion about Coca-Cola's reliability. If you Google Coca-Cola's reliability, I mean it could be all false information. Your teeth could go rotten if you drink Coca-Cola for 1 week continuously. Correct? You said yes. Correct? You're calling this
No, but what I'm saying is compared to other options available, probably that is the safer bet. I mean, you would like, say, for example, on a railway station platform, compared to drinking any other one, so I mean, you'd rather trust this.
Okay.
It's consistently delivering good water, potable water.
So what is your basis for that?
I've tried it multiple times. Not
Okay.
Just the notion is not made on just one purchase. Like I try it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Every time I find the same taste. The water is not like from.
So you find the taste, but what about the content of the taste? You think it is the taste and quality go hand in hand?
The primary motive for me to consume bottled water is to stay myself healthy and at the same time maintain.
Correct.
So I never fall sick by drinking Kinley.
Okay.
I never find any different taste than what I find with other brands. So it has been
So
consistent.
you pieced together a few assumptions based on your experiences having used this brand.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
So for me, it's like multiple products available in the market. The only thing is, it just reminds me is, I see in the TV there is an advertisement. Okay, there is a Kinley. I know. It's kind of just tries me.
Kinley
to
is
just-
advertised. I have not seen a Kinley ad, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
advertised.
advertised.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I usually fast forward the ads anyway. Okay, what else? No, you have talked only about the name Kinley. What else makes you have? Has anybody read the fine print? The seal on the bottle. Okay. All of nobody's talked about where the water is coming from. Has anybody read where the water is coming from?
No, I have never read.
So what have you all done? You have done an assumption, right? I have something which will probably help you to rethink when you assume next time. Most of you would have this fine. It's okay. I'll not write much. You can read that. So every time you assume something, I want you to remember the word assume and the letters that are in the word assume, because the letter assume consists of Okay? Every time you assume, you are making an ass of you and me. Correct? You are assuming something and telling me, I am also believing you or trying to believe you. So in the process, we are not really getting down to the facts. Correct? So one very strong point for anybody who is building a product: never assume anything. Anything that you introduce in your product should have a basis. Correct? Solid scientific basis. Alternatively, if you are forced to assume, you make sure that assumption goes into a fine print. Correct? If you are not able to test it, you are not able to validate it, you are not able to verify the authenticity of it, what you do is you ensure that it is out there. I have made this product on the assumption this. So if you feel my assumption is wrong, please don't use the product. Correct? So you are closing the loop. So please put it when you open your company or you are developing your product. Please put this assume. No, you can start a company on assume.com. Okay. So so we just looked at a product that you use probably every day of your life, and you are assuming it is reliable. I mean, it is reliable, you don't get scared about it. But what I have just done today is I put a lot of doubts into your heads because nobody has read what is written here. You probably, I mean, I haven't read it just to be clear, but it is possible that it is not what you think it is. Correct? So just clear your, make sure it doesn't have to be about this. Okay, what else? We'll do one more product before I go into iPhone. No, that's a complicated one. That's again a brand. Huh? Bose speaker. Fan. Okay, which fan? Okay, let's take a fan. Anybody wants to take a dig at how will you define the reliability of this fan?
Every time we switch it on, it runs and it gives air to us.
Correct. That is its purpose. That is its purpose in life. Correct.
And it serves that purpose every
Correct.
time without fail.
So how will you put a?
So it's consistent.
Okay.
And it's consistent in the delivery of the objective which
Okay.
it is designed.
Okay. How do you measure the topic of consistent? What is consistent?
I'd say rotates at the same speed every time at a given setting, 3 or 4 levels.
Okay.
And it gives consistent flow of the air
Okay.
that I am satisfied with.
Okay. So reliability is on your satisfaction of its operations. That's correct.
I have bought this short fan, for example.
So when you go to a shop and you see there's so many different fans, no, you have Hovels and Ushas and Ketans and Crompton Greaves and whatnot. What basis do you choose a fan? Color, design,
Design, warranty, brand name,
pricing. You're not even checking reliability.
Basically, it delivers its stated objective. Right? The seller is selling me a fan, saying that it will deliver you generate airflow every time you switch on the power of it. Every time I buy a fan to get a airflow done.
Correct. He says something when you buy a specific fan, and he says something else for another fan. Warranty. Okay. Recently, I went to buy a bicycle pump for my kid's bicycle. So that guy said, this one is no reliable product, $1,100, I will give you 1 year warranty. This is from China, 200 bucks, no warranty as soon as you buy it. Correct? So, what does that mean? He is selling me reliability, correct? Here he is selling me a function. There is a huge difference. So, when you buy a car, for example, if you take a car as an example, what do you buy for? No, other than the people who have deep pockets and can buy a Land Rover. When you buy a car, what do you look for?
After sales service.
After all the design, color and upholstery and everything.
After sales service.
After sales service. What reliability? No, you are putting what? Huh?
That it should not break down.
It should not break down.
Yeah, if I go
What?
on a plan trip or whatever, it should always work.
But you ask him that it should not break down?
No.
You mostly don't use.
You make a decision on that, right? So you will know that, okay, if I buy a Maruti car or something, you will always find some service center across, so you don't have to worry about.
Okay.
It mainly depends on the.
See, he is following the rules of raising his hands. Let's. Yeah.
I would also read a lot of reviews posted by the users of that particular brand and model and see what their experiences have been and draw my conclusion also based on that.
Okay. Good.
I think it depends on the problem area. Like if we know the intended use of the product
Mm-hmm.
and what product is not supposed to do.
Mm.
Like in case of healthcare, I know the intended use is to capture certain of the things, deliver decision support. And in case if the system fails to provide a decision support and if there is a patient safety issue or if there is a financial issue to the organization, then obviously I'll define my reliability of the products on those lines.
Mm-hmm.
In case of the current example, probably the breakdown example.
Mm. But I don't see anyone going and saying that does this car break down? Answer will be no. Mm.
True, but depends on.
So how do you ask? What do you?
What is the definition of the reliability also matters.
I'm asking you. What do you go and ask? Or what do you research? If you research auto magazines or online views, what do you look for? You look for mileage, okay?
The body.
Hmm?
The body.
Okay, you look at the performance. Like I said, let's get past the performance, color, car, upholstery. You had some things. Correct, correct. Totally agree. Perfect.
Safety features.
Safety features, okay. What safety features?
Is it a consumer preference driven? Like for one consumer, the reliability might be somewhat different than the other consumer.
So there are many aspects of
many
reliability.
aspects.
You're saying something?
Yes, safety features is what I was saying.
Okay.
What safety features you are asking? Just like every time I get into a car, in an event or when you are driving a car, you are ensured that you come out of it.
Safe. Okay. You had something.
Safety features like sometimes it was in news and then fact that some companies' cars, the airbag actually didn't come out.
Okay.
In accident.
Okay.
So the company brings out some 10,000 cars from the market.
Okay.
So that's one safety concern. I mean, one should look for. I mean, what the company, any company's car.
So in addition to the after sales service, what I said, initially what I will do is I would actually budget myself, what budget I'm looking at, and then I'll talk to my peers who has in that budget area cars, and take their feedbacks, and then decide on which car should be kind of reliable for me.
Okay. So one thing you typically look at, thanks. One thing you typically look at when you buy a car is, somebody mentioned warranty. If you look at, yeah, you have something.
The reliability is basically how well the product performs. If one of the parameters that we want to check, consistent performance regularly.
Maintenance cost, correct. So typically when
When you buy it, after that the service which you can get.
so fundamentally you say that my car is reliable if it does not break down, right? It does not fail. So if I take a water bottle, it should be reliable that when I open it, that it will not cause any problems, correct? If I buy a car, it will not break down, it will work beautifully for the purpose it was built for, right? So taking this picture into account, what is reliability? Operation in cold environment. Second one is not cold. Harsh. Okay.
Performing same thing in the adverse conditions.
Exactly. So reliability is also that the product continues to work in different conditions. First thing, it should not stop working. Second, it should not stop working despite I put it under a lot of stress, right? So now if I translate this into a software world, can you give me an example? First one is pretty simple, it should not crash, correct? So how do you relate this to a software product?
Responsive under heavy load conditions.
Responsive under heavy load conditions. It should be scalable. What else?
It should be able to handle certain thrust.
Certain?
Certain thrust. And suddenly a lot of load has come. Be able to handle.
Certain load, yeah. So talked about load.
Support different platforms.
Support different platforms. So now, although I am talking about physical product, it has the same connotation when you take it into a virtual world, right? You design a product such that the user doesn't experience a breakdown. You design a product that continues to work despite whatever is thrown at it, correct? So you go to a fuel station with a petrol car and he puts in diesel. Should it work? But it is possible to put petrol into a diesel car, correct?
Yes.
Or vice versa. So when you design a car, will you account for it? Huh? Different nozzle types. Okay, you are now designing the fuel pump, fuel tank, rather the fuel station. Correct. That's a very good answer, but for the different product. So there it is. You are trying to save the fuel pump from actually dispensing into the wrong car. So if you put in the car, you have just a tank. You have nowhere else to go for the fuel, right? So it is allowed. It works under allowed misuse, right? Have you heard of the term monkey testing? So have you guys done monkey testing? Do you guys know what is monkey testing? You guys should know. People who develop products in software. No, I'm just talking about monkey testing.
Use it whichever way you want, just try out anything.
The background for monkey testing, you should use this term whenever and use it as part of your process. Monkey testing is you give a product to a monkey, right? And you give a product to a human. There's a huge difference. I can also say if you give a product to my son, he's a monkey. If you take, for example, if you take a laptop and you give it to a bunch of you guys know how to use it, correct? You know how to sequence your keystrokes, or if you take a phone, you know how to go into an application, come out of an application. So that is the way it has to be done, okay? But if you give it to a monkey, what the monkey will do? Monkey will not follow any process. Monkey will press whatever it feels like pressing, in whatever sequence, in whatever manner, in whatever frequency. Will your product sustain that, is the question. So a beautiful test of your product would be to give it to a monkey and see whether it crashes. I am not joking, it's a valid test, especially if you take a product which has buttons on it. No, you give a product with buttons on it, the monkey gets extremely excited. So many things to press. It is not looking at what is the reaction it is getting back from this thing, but it has to press. It does not have the intelligence to wait for a response after a button press and then sequence. That is logical thinking, right? A monkey does not wait, and therefore your product is subject to misuse. And can it come out of it? No, well, that would be the question. So what do you do on the other side when you are writing a software and you know that it is possible? Now I am taking it on the other side. When you know that there will be a monkey test coming up, so what will you do in the software is what is going to make your product reliable, right? So what are we talking about now? You are already assuming how the product is going to be handled, which is what people forget, right? You make a phone, it is possible that a kid uses it or an adult uses it, correct? Almost every time you forget about the kid, and the kid can crash your phone, it can crash your laptop easily in seconds. You don't need an ethical hacker, right? So next time you guys build a product, let me know. I will get my son, assuming you will build your product in the next 6 months, otherwise then it will no longer small. So keep this in mind. Always think about a monkey trying to use your product, and you'll be amazed by the kind of interlocks you will build in to prevent the monkey from spoiling your software, right? It's simple. You just make the keys as non-functional as soon as I can give you results of what can be done. This is something everybody missed. In topic of reliability, somebody missed this totally. Not how fast it goes. Huh? What does this indicate? How long? Yes. The concept of time is very important in reliability. You have to guarantee the reliability of your product for a specific period of time. Depending on the period of time that you want your product to work, correct? You design a product. It is not the other way around. I will design a product and wonder how long it will work, correct? What is the life of a mobile phone? 2 years before something falls out, correct? What is the life of a car?
10 years.
It is designed for 15. Designed for 15 continuous operations, 15 years of continuous operation. Correct. There are components of it for so much time and so much whichever comes earlier kind of story. Now, if you go drive all day in and out, you are basically doing an accelerated lifetime. That's what they call it as, if you overuse it. So your product has to have reliability, but you also have to have the concept of time. What is the lifetime of your product? Correct? So this is very important. For example, if you do a software product also, Do you guys, anybody who does software products today, do you give it a lifetime?
Yes.
Hmm?
Usually it goes with other concepts like they call it as end of lifetime or duplicating the product. It all depends on the market timing.
So when you sell it to a customer, what do you tell him?
It goes with the performance parameters most of the time, like for each functionality or what is the turnaround time when they can expect the response time. So I was a bit confused with the lifetime terminology.
Okay.
But probably we'll say that okay, we'll give you a warranty or we'll support this particular product till 3 years, 4 years.
So every time you build a product, a physical product at least, there is a concept of lifetime, which is called as MTTF. Anybody has worked in this concept? Mean time to failure, yes. Mean time to failure, which means that this is the minimum time before which you will see problems. Okay. So this is something which is very important in a product. You guarantee your product to work for such a long time. If something happens in that space, which is typically also what you use in the warranty area, you warranty for 2 years, which means that by the way, there is a warranty and there is a guarantee. Can anyone tell me the difference between warranty and a guarantee?
Guarantee will not replace the product. Warranty means condition the product. Does not necessarily replace.
What is the difference?
Warranty means some functionality is wrong.
Okay.
Warranty means some functionality which the company tells that if we provide all this function, something is breaking. On that comes into warranty. And guarantee is somehow anyhow it gets wrong, the company should be giving. So most of the company I think they give warranty also.
Okay.
Warranty is telling that in a specific period of time, if something goes wrong, we'll fix it. Guarantee is something that you say that we won't, for this period of time, you won't have any problems. That is the
Okay.
guarantee.
So someone got it right. Guarantee means that I'm guaranteeing that this will never fail. If it fails, I'll give you a new product. So in warranty, they're saying that this warranty is for 2 years. If anything happens, we will fix it free of cost. They're not replacing the machine. They'll repair it free of cost. So when you buy your next product, you should be very careful when you do that, because fixing is also a real headache, right? People come and they'll keep changing. They'll do R&D in your house, to get the product up and down. So the MTTF, mean time to failure, is typically the guarantee period, right? So what is the water guaranteed to? Does this have a warranty or a guarantee? You guys drink it every day without a warranty or guarantee? Huh? No, what if you drink it and fall sick? What will you do? Huh?
Stop drinking.
Stop drinking. He doesn't mind, his others are drinking.
We complain about it and give them negative feedback.
Correct. Something worth thinking. I don't know. You'll have to check. Homework. Homework for you. Analyze the fine print and look at warranty and guarantee before my next session, which is like I think 2017. Exactly. So, all right. So reliability has very good marketing value. You agree or not? Can you give some examples?
Like Tata is a big brand in India. Some reliability is always associated with this brand. So any product which Tata brings, so that has a marketing value association.
Like what? How
video call they had.
how are you doing the marketing? Have you seen any marketing which is using reliability as a tag, as a theme?
No, I think
No, has anybody marketed, products that you have seen around, has anybody marketed reliability, not the functionality?
Reliability, I think that how lot of Tata products, they say that it's a Tata product, so reliability you can
Is it advertised? Have you seen an advertisement of Tata?
cement.
Stylish of Tata advertises reliability of the quality of the gold used.
Okay.
One day delivery of Flipkart is something which is guaranteed delivery one day.
Okay. Robert Bosch story. That's the answer.
Indigo advertises that they are reliable on time. Many Indigo
Yeah.
brands.
Yeah, it's quite. There's a lot of people use reliability. It is actually something people are ready to pay extra. If you look at Bosch products, they are not cheap. They are more expensive than the competitor. But people go and buy Bosch. If you look at washing machines, dishwashers, power tools, even in the automotive segment, the electronics that we develop, the products that we develop, they are in a premium pricing, because we promise that reliability and back it up also, right? So, but one of the best advertisements I have seen for reliability is that's for Seiko watches. So, what I am trying to say is that if you build a product, you have a lifetime, correct? That lifetime can be made stronger and longer if you can convince your end customer that it is reliable, correct? So when you build a product, if you base it on the concept that I will make sure that this product does not fail, I will not have any consumer complaints, and that it will be the most reliable product ever, and then say I will charge it 20 bucks more, people will buy it. It has, rather than trying to fight at the bottom of the value chain on a cost basis. If you say that, okay, I have spent a lot of time, I have worked, put blood, sweat and tears into it and made it reliable, it will not fail for 5 years. But for that I am asking you 100 bucks more, 20 bucks more, you have a very positive chance of getting your business, correct? So what I am trying to say is that when you build a product, please base it on reliability. Otherwise it will be what you call as a flash in the pan, correct? Came out wonderful, then it could not be backed up by reliability. It failed, continued to fail, it got recalled, then it died away. It had so much potential, but it lost, correct? So you don't want that. So you need to invest into this topic. The consequences of not doing a product right, not doing a reliable product, is liability, correct? So if you go on in a car at 120 kilometers per hour and you slam on the brakes and you go and hit something and your airbag doesn't function, it's a reliability issue, correct? And then, so this is what you can be sued. These are legal terms which a manufacturer has to take care of. The phones that you use, if a battery explodes when you are talking, that's a reliability issue, okay? You are entitled to go and sue them, correct? They are liable for the safety of usage, correct? Likewise, 3 years. This is the, question?
Most of the time when we go with reliability and reliability, like for example in case of
See, that is what you have to be very careful about. For example, if you feel that it is a consumer product, you're not going to get into a lot of issue about it. If it goes bad, I'll buy another one. It's a commodity product, right? So in the mobile phone aspect, for example, there's a huge amount of fine print nobody reads, correct? If you have an iPhone, every time you install an upgrade, has anyone looked at that terms of usage which runs into like 50-60 pages, and it keeps getting updated, correct? Because they keep finding issues in it and they don't want to be sued over it. Right? For example, you buy an app for 10 bucks, but accidentally iTunes goes and charges 1,000 bucks because of a flaw in their software. If you read the fine print, it is mentioned there that if any such thing happens, it will be taken care, you will not go to court. There are a lot of terms out there which says you will not go to court, but you will talk to Apple, we will sort it out. It is understood that you will not take this and stuff like that. So, California Air Regulatory Board. Okay, so the government sometimes interjects and says, for example, the Maggie thingy, right? Government can interject and say, as per the Food and Beverage Regulation Act or the FDA Act, you cannot have a certain level of lead in your product. So like that. So these are the kind of things which are also available in software. If the software, for example, is put for a medical application, right? You know that for medical, if it is going to be used on a safety critical area like surgery or whatever, it takes close to 3 to 6 years to get that product certified, to be certified as reliable. Anything in a healthcare product that has an impact on a human, it interacts with a human and can cause fatalities, you have a huge time. So there is a lot of things about reliability and durability, right? So reliability is typically talked about with respect to its operating conditions. How much do you overstress it, how much do you push it to its limits, operating conditions and things like that. Durability is also the same over a period of time. So there is a lot of things about what is robustness, insensitive to changes of load, tolerance, etc., etc. And this is applicable for hardware as well as software. This is a very nice graph that you guys can use when you build products, right? So if you build a product that is only in this space, then you are always in fixing mode, always in fixing mode. Okay. If you build a product that is going to have mileage all the way till here, this is actually your useful life, because here your costs are very high, because you are fixing it day in and day out. If you build a software product, you spend 2 years building a product, 10 people slogged and built a product, after 2 years you put it out, and you had expected that at the end of 2 years you are going to rake in money, money is going to come out of the ceilings and the windows, and you are going to use a shovel to collect all the money, correct? And then software doesn't work in the market. Like I had recruited 10 guys, paying them insane salaries. I am calling them like, guys come back, product is not working, you are here. Your failure rate is very high, right? So you reduce the failure rate, finally you come to useful life. This is actually where you make money, correct? Here you are still developing, fixing, debugging, doing marketing and all that stuff. This is where you actually make the money. Now you start, the product starts to die here, as per plan, which is fine. I expected it to be phased out after 3 years, and so it is actually meeting my plan, right? I want to replace the product with something else. But if I start doing it all the way till here, you are actually over designing things. You need not. So you have to be very careful on how much you design. For example, if you put a nut on your product, and the nut has a lifetime of 15 years, and you are using that nut for a mobile phone which is has a life of 2 years. It's crazy, correct? That is over designing. You're getting very paranoid. You're increasing the cost of the product. Well, go throw that nut away, buy a nut which is maybe 3 years or 5 years, right? Everything has a life. So, as I mentioned the last time, there is a concept of does it pay off, right? You need to have cost assigned to it. So, only if you are planning to make it commercially viable over a period of time, then reliability has a return on investment. So, this will be my last slide. I don't know, I think it's 6:15 is the end time, correct? Or 6:30, we can have a. So, the 3 cornerstones to building a reliable product, I always say, are people, process and technology, correct? So, if I were to ask you in what proportion would you invest into these things? Would you invest in technology? Would you invest in a process? Or would you invest in people? Or do you think that I can bring in any people, but my process is so strong that any person I bring into the system is able to develop beautiful products?
Process will be higher priority, but I mean people and technology are also.
Okay.
I think technology should be equilibrium.
You want me? Equilibrium, okay.
Probably depends on the kind of product also. If it's software, probably it's people. It's hardware.
Correct. So now, I love Venn diagrams. This is called a Venn diagram. Very nice way to explain interactive processes. So how would you say, if I invest, there are 4 intersection points, correct? What would you call this place? What happens if you are in this space? You have a company, you are invested in people, invested in process, but you are not invested enough in technology.
So that period of time it will be outdated.
Yeah, so you will be laggards in the race in the market. There is a concept of state of art. You could be sued for state of art. You know that state of art is a term which means that a technology which is available today. So in the US, if you develop a product using a technology of the past and you give it to somebody, and that person realizes that I have bought this product, but it is not using technology of today, so I am actually hindered by it, you can get sued on the premise that you are not using state of art technology. Bosch got sued on that front for some safety cases, but yeah, that's something. So I don't invest in people, but I invest heavily in technology and heavily on process. I went and bid on huge merger, fired everybody. I got the technology in a box, and I have a huge set of processes and gates that I have built in. What happens here?
Product will never come out. Product will never come out, or it's a quality.
So people are very important, correct? But the right people are important. Long ago, 1980s or something, there was a beautiful marketing advertisement by Intel called as Intel Inside. Very soon the product was having a lot of problems. Very soon there was a parallel campaign running on which said Intel inside, idiot outside. Okay, because people are not able to use it, people didn't know how to use it, or people are not able to leverage the product. No, this is Intel inside, idiot outside. You have technology, you have beautiful process, but you don't have somebody who can actually use it, actually make sense of it to build a reliable product. So you are going to get in freshers, buy them cheap, pay them low salary. You will get a horrible product outside, which is reliable, but kick-ass technology, useless. So you have solid people, you have solid technology, but you don't have a solid process. What happens? This is almost always what happens in startups. 90% of startups fail because of this block. You get the best guys on board, you get the best technology on board, but you cut corners, right? You cut corners. You don't develop it because I want to get that product into the market. What happens here? Product is not reliable because you have not gone through the steps, right? So the best thing is when you do an appropriate investment of all. It should not be equal, right? It is also not good to invest a lot into process, right? Because you'll never get the product out. But just enough that you are ticking the few boxes that are relevant to get the product out. So reliability is a huge function of the portions that you assign in the right percentages to build this product, to make it reliable. So that was my quick speech on a Saturday evening. It was a very hurried one. Any questions, interactions you want to like to do on a Saturday? Agile doesn't mean you cut corners. Agile is a process, but you still have to tick the boxes. It's a different way to tick the boxes, correct? Agile doesn't mean that you leave everybody and run, right? Agile means how do I get quick results, do quick experiments and validate it. That's a different process than doing all design and then you do prototype and then you test. The testing guys are sitting and yawning all day because the development guys are still not done. Instead, why don't you give them tidbits to work with, right? Create a smaller piece of everything and do it. Somebody else had a question?
The state of the art technology, is it applicable to only the automotive industry?
No. State of art means state of art, anything that you work with.
So there will be but even with agreements, because we see most of the software products need not be with the latest technology, but still we find larger customer base using those products without any such issues. So I was just wondering, will it be covered as part of any of the agreement for this and all?
Yeah, you can do a little bit of research on it, I would advise, especially if you are going to put it out in the US market and it is addressing a very critical safety topic like healthcare or whatever. Even in consumer space, if you don't use state of art, you can research this. Automotive companies have got sued. McDonald's has got sued because it's a very common case study. Because they did not put a print that on their coffee cups that the contents of this is hot. You know that you can research that case study. So they were driving and it spilled, and they were got sued because there was no mention. The two people got sued. The car company got sued because there was no instruction in the whole car manual that you cannot drive holding a hot cup of coffee. Okay. The coffee company got sued because there was no instruction which said that contents of this is hot, and they burned their lips.
That got settled recently, I think.
Yeah, so I remember it was quite. Also, no, McDonald's got sued because people ate and became fat. Nowhere it mentions that if you eat their food, they become fat. So that also got thrown.
Exclusively to McDonald's.
Huh?
How can they attribute exclusively to McDonald's, because it doesn't happen overnight?
See, when you sue, you look for people who have pockets, good deep pockets, correct? You don't sue because you are morally outraged by the things like that. You sue for money.
After this?
Yeah, so Tesla and all get into a lot of agreements with the user who buys, because it is still work in progress, right? So they have a lot of conditions about how you use it, what happens if things break down, things like that. So it is, see, you need people to drive to get feedback, correct? But you make sure that you enter into a lot of agreement. For example, people who test drive cars, correct? So say we build something and they are supposed to test drive in test tracks at insane thing, and the product is in development, something can go wrong. They are insanely insured and lot of contracts to take care of legalities. So you need to take care. You shouldn't assume that I know that driver very well, he will not sue me. He will not sue you, but the lawyer whom he knows will say, Bhagar, you are sitting on a gold mine. As soon as money comes in front of you, no longer friends. So you have to assume the worst. At least the best thing you can do is assume the worst. There you can assume. But you should always think that something is going to go wrong. A good designer is always very paranoid. What if somebody breaks my product? What if somebody tells my product is unreliable? What if somebody finds a flaw in my product, right? If you have that mentality getting in, you will obviously make sure everything is tested.
But doesn't that paranoia also leads to over-engineering?
Correct. So that's why you should have more than one person in the organization. Technology-driven people, technology-driven organizations always end up in trouble. You need somebody who is market savvy, who is saying that no, I need to get it into the market. You need somebody who is paranoid, saying no, I am not yet ready, it's still not reliable. You need somebody who is saying I am bleeding money, you better make money, get things back. So all of this put together will get some. So if you put emphasis on people, no, you are not going to get any product out. Right? It's a combination, and it's not an easy one to settle. There will be people who say, "Chalo yaar, we'll put this out. Let's see what happens." No, that may be the biggest mistake they would have done. Another guy says, "No, let's do a trial, small run." Patience is always a virtue.
Thank you, Uday.
So
it was a very insightful session for all of us. We wish we could have had more time with you. I would like to call upon Subin, the COO of Intro company, to hand over a token of appreciation to Uday Prabhu.
He is going to give me a reliable present.
Sandeep of Industry Connect event has organized this, and thanks to Sandeep as well.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you.
We could have the Q&A continue over over tea and coffee outside. Please feel free to engage with the guests.